This is probably the same baritone euphonium that opened up the school over 25 years ago. And I've been paying lots of money for instruments like this to be repaired, but it costs a lot more to buy a brand new one, which we cannot afford.
Music provides students with a well-rounded education, and to make music, of course, you need instruments, which is why Piedmont Lakes Middle School's band director Tim Nemzen, who you see here, wants to get results.
He and another Orange County band director are joining forces and entering this big nationwide contest.
And they need your help. The prize is $100,000, which could buy lots of new instruments, which are so desperately needed in so many schools.
Yes, Timothy Nemzen joins us now, along with Joshua Gross-Niklas, the director of bands at Wekiva High School. Thank you both so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
And this is so important. First of all, for folks who haven't heard of this project and this contest, tell us about it.
I'll let you.
Well, the Manilow Music Project is a grant put together in conjunction with Barry Manilow to award schools with $100,000 for instruments or uniforms. And I found out about it through social media, and I looked at the project and I said, hey, this looks like something really good as an opportunity for us to work on, and they required a video submission. And there's a lot of schools that are going for this.
Music and the arts is sometimes the thing that struggles the most in many of these schools. So we had a little snippet there of like how old some of the instruments are. What other issues do you guys have that money could totally be used for?
I mean, there's really two needs that we're searching for right now. My school needs instruments, and so we have an inventory that is very small, and it's the same inventory that opened up the school about 27 years ago. So think hundreds of students every year over 27 years. That's thousands of students on the same instruments.
And so many arts programs, music included, are at risk. We've seen budget cuts across the board. Across the country, there are more than 5 million American public school kids that don't even have access. So this is really an important issue that goes beyond just this one grant opportunity.
Right.
And that's the thing. We do get very good support from Orange County Public Schools, but my mindset as a band director and Mr. Nemzen's mindset is you always have to raise more money, because it depends on where you want to take it. If you're going to do the bare minimum with what you're given, you can be successful with that, but I personally have the mindset that I'm always working to give the best from our students.
Right.
And one of the things that really lights up a kid and really gets them passionate is when they can walk in and they can sit there with a beautiful looking instrument or a brand new marching band uniform and feel proud and really see that I've got something to work for. I've got something that I can invest my time in that can take me places.
Yeah, and so many people are focused more on, math and things like that, but music makes such a difference in everyone's lives. Tell us about the importance and the difference you've seen in your students with
Absolutely.
that.
And actually, I've done a lot of research on the data that supports this, and it's true that a lot of schools that have a lot of support in their arts departments, music programs, theater, chorus, they tend to be pretty successful schools. So if you have an administration and you have people that are helping you, funding and supporting you in your classes, you're going to have a lot better success with your school and your students as well.
All right, is there something that viewers can do? They're watching right now, you're tugging at their heartstrings. How can people help support the cause? Is it by sharing? What can we do?
Well, if everybody could just go to manilowmusicproject.org. The first thing that's going to pop up is a little description of what the project is, and then there's a button that says Vote Now. One of our submission is unique because we're doing it as a combined grant between the two schools. Our submission is called the 7-Year Grant Project. And that's really the idea that we get kids in middle school for 3 years with Mr. Nemzen, and then they come over to Wekiva High School for 4 years. So we look at that as our goal. It's not just to have them in band in middle school or high school, but to go through 7 years and to bring that love of music with them all through their middle and high school.
Right.
But manilowmusicproject.org and click on the Vote Now button and look for the 7-Year project.
All right, so this is a voting situation. We got to get all those votes and share on social media.
Yes.
All that good stuff.
And that winner's coming out soon. When will we find out?
They're going to announce the winner no later than May 16th.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, so we need to go from computer to computer in the newsroom right after the show is what I'm hearing. Is that
We've been known to do that for certain people. I think you guys will be.
It happens sometimes.
I mean, are your students getting excited about it? Is this something that they're also interested in? And
I mean, my students would love to have new instruments. And really kind of what I was telling my students was, it's not necessarily going to be maybe the 8th graders from my school that see it, but that legacy is going to just go on for 20 plus years. And that's a lot bigger, I think, than what we realize, that this can impact a generation or two of musicians.
And that's definitely something I talk with my students about, is this is not just about your time in band, it's about the legacy that you leave for the other students that come after you and what the opportunities they're going to have.
And what a legacy for Barry Manilow. He's been doing shows
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
He's still out
Yeah.
in Vegas. You can still go see him. So $10 million he's given so far. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's
Hope you guys
incredible.
can get a chunk of that
Thank
for your
you. Thank you
kids.
very
vote,
much.
vote,
Thank you.
vote.
Yes,
Vote.
thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys.